Greetings and salutations, my name is Burr, this is my basement, and have you ever wondered what would happen if four people who met on the internet decided to write a song together, but the only way they could communicate is by mailing a cassette tape from city to city? No? Well, let's find out anyway. So the song in the background is called What Had I Lost? You can hear the whole song later in the video, but it was collaboratively written and recorded using 4-track cassette decks. In case you're not familiar with 4-tracking, it's basically how people recorded music at home before GarageBand and Ableton. A cassette has 4 tracks on its magnetic tape, and a conventional deck can play or record stereo pairs, 2 in each direction. Well, 4 tracks are special decks that can play or record each track independently in the same direction. So this allows you to record drums on track 1 and then listen to those while you record a bass on track 2 and gradually build up a song that way. Even though this technology is a bit outdated, there are some of us who grew up with it who still have a soft spot for the quirks and warmth of working with tape, which is why a few of us use it for a bit of collaborative fun every year as part of February Album Writing Month. You can learn more about that at FAWM.org. In 2021, we decided to document a few of these FAWM 4-track collabs, and this video tells the story of Tape 2 as it traveled more than 6,000 miles to become the song What Had I Lost? So without further ado, let's roll the tape.
Hi, I'm Guatecoop. I'm going to be doing the first track on one of the cassettes for the annual 4-track challenge in FAWM. So I have to think a little bit about like who I'm going to be sending it to. So the first person that I'm going to send it to who got track 2 was Eargoggle. He can pretty much do all sorts of stuff. He's a great bass player. And then Elesimo is next after that. So I think that they do more like electronic things, but I'm not sure. And then Burr gets it last, and he can do pretty much whatever. So there's no drummers really. I think I'm going to do drums. So now I have to really think about what the style of the song is going to be. We shall see. Let's explore it a little bit. Maybe we should do some blues. I think that's almost more polka. Some of those things, I guess. I think I'm starting to get a blister. Anyway, so here you go. So this is what it looks like. Working with a tape, it's a little tough because there's no like punching in really. Pretty much hit record and do it, which is why I have a roadmap. Let's get a click track and get a tape and all that. Here's my stash of tapes. These are pretty good tapes. Let's go for one of these. 60-minute high bias, that'll do. This is my 4-track. Tascam 424. So you have to make sure that it's on mic and line and then just arm your 1. This is the meter right here, so then when you're recording, you want it to be kind of getting into the red because that's where the goodness happens. And then typically, you know, like I use lots of mics for recording drums, but this time I'm going to use this guy. It's an EV1750. 1 mic because 1 track. This is mine. So there you go, there's my setup. I think we're ready. Let's try it out. Alright, well, I got away from the house for a little bit. Oh look, that's Lake Erie. It's frozen. See, this is why FAWM is awesome, because I'm sick of winter. So this allows me to be creative for the whole month, and it just goes quickly. I'm gonna drop this off. I'm trying to think about what's gonna happen with it. I have no idea, but we'll see. She just asked me what's in the box. A cassette.
Oh my God. What?
That's what everybody says, right? They still have those? Anyway, off it goes.
This is Ezra, aka the Eargoggle. I just got the mail. Ezra Gale, Kingston, New York, from Guatecoop. Rob, good friend of mine who I've never met. Let's see how to open this thing. Okay, let's not be too delicate. What is it? toy car maybe. Baseball bat. We have cassette. Sweet. And little road map Rob has left me. Verse, chorus, verse, build. Okay. We'll either do that or not. Let's go check it out. Good drums. Which is no surprise. Rob's a great drummer. A lot of cymbal bashing. Pretty busy, which is cool. So, if I'm going to be normal, I'll play bass because drums and then bass and then I don't know who's getting this tape next. But a lot of times I don't like being normal, so maybe I want to sing over this or something. But it's hard to sing over just drums, or maybe not. I don't know. I'm going to listen to it a few more times to figure this out. Still looking for something that works. I tried the guitar, I tried the upright bass, now I'm back on the electric bass now. I've got my Mutron pedal making it go wow, 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 wow. I think I might have some ideas. It's kind of hard. All you get is this thing on a tape and it's like, here, do something, make it up, quick. It's a little bit of pressure though, being the first one to put notes on a song like this, because kind of deciding what the song is. So I feel like I got to give somebody, whoever's coming next, something to work with and not just a bunch of random notes, which is what I'm feeling right now. I'm just going to press record and go for it. Yeah, this thing about recording on tape is you have to get it all right, unless you have a razor blade or something. So let's do this, see what happens. Okay, so I'm just trying to write out what it is I did just there. By the time I hear this whole thing, I'm probably gonna have forgotten. That was wild. I can't wait to see how this turns out. Imagine if we were in the same room and we could just tell each other, you know, what we played and what we think they should play. That would be pretty boring, right? Better use the U.S. Postal Service instead. So here we are at the post office. We've got our tape. This tape is going all the way across the country. I think it's not as cold out there. Here we go. Hey! Hey!
Hey folks, my name is Beto. I'm originally from Brazil. I'll be working on track 3 of this tape. We have some nice notes here. It has the song structure, it has the bass notes. Cool, so for the first listen, we're not actually gonna listen. I'm just gonna dump the tracks to my DAW. I have my DAW here and my Tascam 424 4-track recorder. Gonna press play, let's see what we have. Oh, those drums are, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. Man, how did he do that bass? It's so wobbly. There's a lot going on. I need to listen to this now, maybe another 5 times. Since there's bass and drums, I've been thinking either about adding guitar or adding vocals and lyrics, of course. For both of them, I need to listen to the song, get a good feeling of the structure, the arrangement. Well, you don't have to listen many times. I will go and listen to this. Yeah, so what I did is take this outline and try to match what Rob wrote with what was on the tape. There's a nice note here from Rob. He says, hey guys, this is a rough outline of the structure, but I'm not sure how exactly I followed it, which is why I wanted to visualize the whole arrangement and be able to break down so I could write some lyrics. When I listened to this song, the groove and the percussion and the bass, to me, it felt a little bit like candomblé, which is like a Brazilian rhythm. And I'm originally from Brazil, so it kind of took me back to think about Brazil. And then I started thinking about Girl from Ipanema. I had this vision of like a woman walking, and I decided to write something about that. The lyrics evolved in a different direction, like in a more personal way. And now I'm gonna go back to the tape recorder and I'm gonna try to sing and record. Like, one of the reasons we do the 4-track cassette collaboration is that cassette is like the constraints of the medium. They encourage you to be creative and also to be less perfectionist, at least for me. Once I'm like somewhat happy with it, and I know I'm like at 80-90% of what it can do, then I'll just stop there and send it to the next person. There's also the limitation of time, especially because we're doing this in 28 days. So we have 4 people collaborating by mail in 28 days. Very nervous because I'm singing and because there's a video. But yeah, I'll do my best. I have my lyrics here. There she goes, carrying all my dreams. I kind of like it. It's. I think some things I could do better. I decided to just try another take. I like it how it is, and I think that makes me scared that I'm gonna lose the good parts. That's how it is with tape. So I'm gonna give it another try. I wonder if she knows they're lighter than... now I already got it. I don't like this. Let's do another take. My dog wants to go out also. There. See, now I'm gonna get a lot of takes wrong. Coming back home and it's silent, fearing for the worst. What had I lost? Whew. Cool, I think that was definitely a better take. I really like this. Tomorrow we'll go to the post office. That's the next step. There it goes. All right.
All right, what do we have here? Looks like a package from San Francisco, 4 days late, and in March. I bet it's a tape. Let's see what's on it. Surprise! It's a tape. Oh, and this one even comes in a case. And our cue sheet chord changes. Whoop. Put the tape in backward. Let's try again. A little Easter egg there at the end. I also like the notes here. It was like, oh, you can interpret this coffee stain however you like. Yeah, this is kind of an interesting minimalist prog punk thing. I almost don't want to add anything to it. Like, I almost think with drums and bass and vocals it's pretty strong, but I'll give it a couple more listens and then figure out what I think makes sense to add. I don't think it should be very overpowering, whatever it is. Or maybe it just like comes in and out in certain parts. Yeah, I'll get back to you. All right, so I think I know what I'm doing. The time signature I think is in 6/4, but some of the measures maybe add or drop some beats. And I've been trying to come up with something simple, but is also interesting. And so this is kind of where I've landed. I'm gonna play guitar, and I have it going through this overly complicated setup to get 3 different voices out of the guitar. So everything goes into this booster and then into a tuner, which I'm using as a splitter. The direct signal out of the tuner is going into this mellotron pedal, which for most of it is turned off. The dry out of that is then going into this polyphonic octave generator, and then the effect out of this is going into a MIDI converter, which I'm running into this synthesizer with a arpeggiator. Then everything is going into this mixer and then into the 4-track. Probably overly complicated, but it allows me to bring in some different flavors. We'll see what happens. Wish me luck. There's some flubs in there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do another pass, but it sounded pretty good. I already screwed that up. Take 3, take 4, take 5, take 6. I think, maybe I lost count. Okay, possibly against my better judgment, I am going to do another take. Gotta keep going. Gotta do it again. The channel kept cutting out. Might be time to get a new 4-track. That worked. And I'm gonna bounce this into the computer and mix it there because I'm done with the 4-track for today. Alright, so I have all 4 tracks loaded up into Logic. On the drums, I put a stereo spread plugin just to kind of give it more dimension, and then I throw on a compressor and a little bit of EQ to tame the high end. And then the bass just has a compressor and it's panned left. The vocals, I added a noise gate, a compressor, and a little bit of slapback echo, and it's straight up the center. And then the guitar, just like the bass, just has a compressor and then it's panned right. For all the instruments, I also put those to a separate bus where I threw some plate reverb and brought it up under the mix just a little bit. And that's it, so let's bounce this down, throw it online, and see what the others think.
And there's the drum and bass that I know.
Very cool guitar there from somebody. I kind of remember these drums a little bit.
There she goes, carrying all my dreams. I wonder if she knows that they're lighter than they
It's interesting, it's much slower than I remember because of the recorders.
treading light again. That's like gentle drops touching down like rain.
I like these lyrics too, this is great.
I think that all I
This is kinda
wanted
crazy.
was a place to
I love the
rest,
guitar.
a place to nest.
These are nice melodies that these guys did on top of what I remember hearing.
A place to nest.
It comes off as like a different time signature. I didn't think I did that, but maybe I did.
All I wanted, a place to come back home. All I wanted, all I wanted, all I wanted, all I wanted.
Cars is listening.
All I wanted, all I wanted. I didn't
This is cool.
much. I never asked for much.
I love those drums.
But then
Yeah, I remember that part.
all the times I was afraid, coming back home to a dead silence, fearing
Oh, I like the synth.
and then I remember
Crazy synth coming
all
in.
the times I was
This sounds great.
I was scared.
This really does.
Heavy silence around me. What had I lost?
Oh, I like that Farfisa or whatever that organ is.
Oh, there's a mellotron.
All I wanted, all I
Mellotron.
wanted,
Yeah.
a place to call home.
I love how he fit in the lyrics. It's crazy.
A place to come back home. I didn't ask for much. I never asked for much. But then I think of all the times I was afraid.
This is like prog rock.
Coming back home and it's
Oh, this is great towards the end, love. With that organ line and the vocals. And the drums are getting crazy. Super cool.
Oh, there's like an arpeggio at the end. This is so cool.
So my take on it is that in no way would I have ever predicted that song to come out of the drums that I did, even though I know the people that I was sending it to.
That is super cool. That is so much better than I thought it was going to be. Now I remember the song. To be honest, I didn't really know what to do with this. I remember I tried a bunch of different instruments. It got sent to other people and it got spiced up. Everybody put something on it and it came back so much better than what I heard and what I thought. Man, that's cool.
It turned out better than I expected. It usually does, but because everybody will put like something special. All right, thank you guys.
I think it's pretty cool how our 4 very different musical styles and processes came together to make this piece. We have a few more tapes in this series, so you can do the whole like, subscribe, bell icon thing to get notified of future videos like this. And if you have any questions about the techniques or gear that we used, leave those in the comments and we'll do our best to answer them. A huge thanks to Rob and Ezra and Beto for being such awesome collaborators on this song. Thanks also to the US Postal Service. even if it took you a little while to crisscross the whole country during a pandemic. Finally, if you enjoy making music, you should definitely check out FAWM.org and sign up for the next February album writing month. All right, thanks for watching. Learn to play, play to learn. Rock on.